despite some incredible games, I remember seeing Dave drop 40 kills on this for the loss.
All right, well, let's see how it all plays out. Splyce and Epsilon, game number 1. The battle for EU dominance as we follow Mad Cat, and he's immediately cut down by Josh with that NV4.
Now, when we were watching Splyce and Optic Gaming earlier, I have to ask you, who was the strongest player from Splyce, and how are they playing in their hard points?
I mean, I mentioned Vance a little bit. I think he was absolutely the standout on this team. Everyone had individual plays, but it was far and away Vance. We did a little bit of a key player matchup with him. He then showed up big time in the next game. He was a monster in uplink for Splyce. They obviously struck first, and then really couldn't get things going as the series went on, especially in that final S&D. My question is, you know, if you're Epsilon, you look at this map draw right now, you know that you have to do your best on this throwback, because if you go to S&D, Splyce are unbelievable in S&D so far this weekend. The only S&D loss we've seen is for them in Game 5 to Optic Gaming.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Vortex performs in this one. Talking to him yesterday, I asked him, what goes wrong for you guys? When you spiral out of control, how does it happen? He says, it's me or Dave or both of us having a slow start. And for some reason, unlike Josh, unlike Hockey, we're unable to turn it around. Yep. So they both are looking for a strong start. You have Dave at even. They won the initial gunfights together, but after that, it was Jerd clearing out the middle of the map. Splyce is going to have control of the barn. Epsilon is looking, trying to figure out how to break through. It looks like Josh just led the way.
That was actually a big kill on the Jerd. He was 25 points off a streak, doesn't wind up getting any assists. The Scarab doesn't pick up a kill. And because of that, he will end that life without any more score streaks to use. Some cheeky shots there from Josh. And right now, he's playing for these back market spawns with 23 seconds left on Barn. As long as he stays alive back here, his team will easily be able to supplement this hard point again off the respawn.
And he was just some great bait there. Vortex picks up 2 as the team tries to push back to the center of the map. The hill is going to rotate here in 10 seconds as Epsilon retakes the lead. This one's going to go back and forth, I have a feeling. Josh on your screen on a 5 streak, though, and now he's just 1 kill away from these rockets.
Gets him as well. Some nice shots there. Thought that wasn't going to go his way. You see that health bar regaining in the bottom left of your screen, as he will stay alive, earn those streaks, and now Epsilon has the lead because of it. 8-3 start from Josh. Remember, just last year at this time, he was playing for a spot as a champion.
He's playing for a ring, baby.
World League. And unfortunately just fell just short, getting that second place spot.
Jerd has been one of my favorite players to watch from Ireland of all time. And he has been a juggernaut in the European scene. Doesn't have a ton of trophy cases or trophies in the case when it comes to international events.
No.
But here against Epsilon, another team from the UK, you have to think that the veterans like Jerd and Mad Cat have the edge. Here's Jerd once again down low, picks up the kill on Josh. Mad Cat and Zero in the feed. It's been all yellow, and you can see it represented in our leaderboard. Splyce now up 72 to 56. They're in position for the next hill as well. This is where Splyce could pull away.
That is the best rotation you could possibly ask for if you're a Splyce fan. You get the kills in the middle map, you cut off your lanes, you now have Zero in his favorite position, probably in all of Throwback Hardpoint, at that back bathroom area. The streak earned by Josh earlier comes on in just to take Zero out of that power position, and it looks like that'll be just enough for Epsilon to push on through.
Josh's Trinity rockets have been invested. Bance isn't going to get any kills, so it's Epsilon just like that, retaking the baseball field. And we just said this is where Splyce can pull away. This is where Epsilon can tie things up. Dave on your screen is going to be the guy to watch throughout this series for me. If he goes back into the stellar form we saw from Stage 1 or even Anaheim, that's how you get Epsilon the win.
And the reason why this was so easy for Epsilon to take back, I talked so much about Zero in his perfect position. This looks great for Splyce. It's because Josh earned those streaks earlier. That 1v1 gunfight he won in Underpass is going to wind up making this a very close game at the half, strictly because he used that Trinity to force Zero out of position. It's only a 3-point lead for Splyce as we go into the second rotation.
And I feel bad as Vortex gets shot in the back. I was hoping you were going to see a second round of score streaks earned. It's a 5-point differential. Splyce is going to jump to the hill. It was Jerd looking for the points, but he's going to be gunned down. Mad Cat working the perimeter. It's going to draw the attention of 2. His teammates unable to get in position to save him in time. Bance is looking for the cleanup kills. Hockey trying to stay alive, but it's all Bance in the E-Red. This guy can do it all. So far on Throwback, he's doing it with the SMG.
What's crazy, though, is Bance 24 engagements in total, meaning 11 kills, 13 deaths, only 9 seconds in the hard point, playing a lot around that hill. Josh trying to do it all for the side of Epsilon. You can see Splyce in the lead right now, slaying nearly dead even, Chris, between these two teams, and it reflects in the score.
Oh, Josh at 17 and 11 has the best stats so far. Mad Cat gets the melee on Dave somehow, and Josh adds 2 more kills. He's currently on a 3 streak before that one from Jerd comes in. FTL is available for Jerd. Always a star with this, but Jack, when you have this payload, is it useful in hardpoint? When do you get it done on a map like Throwback?
It can be. A lot of it is meant for positioning to catch your opponent off guard. Like, he could use it right here. Yeah, exactly. Typically, they know that timing, but look, he gets caught in an awkward situation. Typically, you push in there, that guy knows, all right, I've got 2 seconds before he can peek this corner. FTL jump gets him in there in half a second, and thus forces the player to make a quick reaction, or there's a kill trade opportunity. He was really bait right there for his team. As you saw, he FTL'd in, turned the attention for multiple Epsilon players towards him, thus letting the rest of Splyce flood on in, get some free kills, and the control of the hard point.
Coming into this one, Mad Cat is the only Splyce player with a positive KD in hardpoint. And that kind of blows my mind, because this is the team you used to look at and say, oh yeah, they're gonna outslay their opponent every single time.
Yep.
Mad Cat is living up to that hype. 20 and 14. Zero a little bit slow though, 11 and 12. You got Band sitting at -4. Jerd +2. Mad Cat, you can't backpack for too long. He's helping his team build up a 55-point advantage as they have nearly a perfect hold on the barn. Epsilon, they're going to be in the bike path first here, Jack, but I have to ask you, with these Splyce arrows all over the map, how long is this going to last?
Oh, not very long at all. You can see Zero basically gets a free kill right there onto Dave. Hawkey going to try to push down from Bus. You're now dead, my friend. Zero, 6 streak, 15 and 12. Earns the Trinity, earns the Scorchers. Again, he's one of the few players that uses those 3 higher tiered streaks. No Scarab, he wants those Scorchers, the extra missiles that can rain down from the sky. The largest lead of the game now for Splyce, and on a map like Throwback, a 60-second plus lead is absolutely huge.
We had Zero at negative. Well, that streak is going to put him now +3 and fully streaked out. When you talk about the Scorchers, when do you call them in? Is this a baseball hill? Is this a bike path? When are they most useful?
Bike path could be useful. I think for baseball now, if they wind up spawning out at that back market area on the top left of your minimap, I think you call them in when they're trying to rush field. But a lot of that comes in part to Splyce getting control of the spawns first. Scorchers aren't really a retake streak. That's typically for Bombardment or Trinity Rocket. Like right now, if for Splyce, I would fully expect Zero to stop at this bus, call in his Trinity Rocket, because that's the more precise streak. Here it is. Yep. He's going to use that to force players out of position, and then you're going to see the yellow arrows follow it up. He knows he's got people pinned. The kill feed now all yellow. That is textbook Call of Duty right there.
And Zero doesn't get any kills, right? But you see 3 now make it 4 in the feed. He set Bance up for success. Bance, he's got the camo as well, and he continues to find kills. Makes the call out. They're all coming from blue. 25 points to go. Splyce setting up to really pull away with this one. They're nearing the 200-point mark, but the kills are going back and forth. Vortex with some big ones. Jerd shutting it down, and Dave is now in the one-on-one versus Bance. Bance is going to win a big one.
It was a cheeky play there from Vortex. We didn't catch it from his perspective, but he actually ran out of bounds into the baseball field. FTL jumped and hit a timing where he caught his opponent off guard, hopped in right behind 2 in the hard point. He killed 2, but the rest of his team had nothing to show for it. Now, here's the difference, Chris. When Epsilon were tied at the end of the first rotation, Slang was even. Now you've got 3 players positive on the side of Splyce. Bance about to join that as well. Maybe not here. Woo. But either way, a 70-second difference, and a lot of it comes down to just the kills they've gotten.
Vortex with some big ones on that last hard point will spring some time for much-needed Epsilon. They are terrible on this map.
Yep.
But they're mounting a comeback. Can they somehow win this hill and then win the rotation battle for the barn? It's all blue in the feed once again. This is what you need. Now you see the sprint for the setup, but Splyce, those yellow arrows all back barn right now.
And we'll go ahead and see exactly what the boys of Epsilon can do. This, for me, is the entire map. If they can't break this barn early on, I think Splyce take this game. They've got Scorchers as well as Bombardment for that next bike path hill. Even if we get there, payloads also beginning to be available for both teams.
Vortex is about to pinch in. He's got 3 yellow arrows around this corner, and he is outgunned. Splyce with a nice hold on the first push from Epsilon. They're up over 200. They continue to score. They are 40 points away from taking game number 1, and they haven't invested a whole lot of payloads. You still got the camo. Mad Catz is going to use his now. Zero coming in on this reactive. Vortex with another nice push, gets one with the help of Josh. Only 2 more players to get past that Centurion is in their way, though.
And look at the setup from Jerd and Bance, baiting and switching each other. The duo wipe out everyone from Epsilon without even taking a single point of damage. They've got the Centurion, they've got the camo. They want to end the game right here, Chris.
Mad Cat has been a monster all game, but when he slowed down, Bance heated up. A 4 streak here to close things out. You could win it on this hill. You need a 2-second contest if you're Epsilon. Player number 6 on the minimap, Dave, he knows he's got to get in. He's shut down at the front door. Zero's waiting for him. And it is Splyce taking our initial hard point in the best of 5.
There's 3 staples in life, Chris. Death, taxes, and Epsilon being terrible at throwback hardpoint. That stays true here. They're now 2-11 across the last 4 major tournaments. At this point, they should just forfeit that map and move on to game 2.
Yeah, it's like, let's go to search.
Yeah,
I'm ready for this 0-1 start. How does this happen, though? How are you so bad at an individual map, but decent in the game type overall? You look at their numbers, they win about half of their hard points.
It's just one of those things where there's some maps that just don't click for certain teams, right? And this seems like one. It's one that they obviously have never been able to improve throughout all of their practice. They know it's a weakness, right? Josh was a part of that Splyce team when they were terrible at breakout hardpoint. Hell, they still are this far into the game. It's just when you have that core group of people, sometimes a map just doesn't make sense. Sometimes they just can never seem to get the kills they need to, and it doesn't play to their style. The worry, though, is now we're going to game 2, breakout, search, and destroy, and it's another bad map for Epsilon.
Yeah, you got another losing record here. It's just peeking down on my notes, 43% win rate. That's not good, because on the other side, you got a 63% win rate coming in for Splyce. Their only search they've dropped all week, has been to Optic Gaming in that game 5. So you have to think this is Splyce primed to go up 2-0.
Oh yeah, and it's looking exactly that way. Splyce, they have not dropped a beat in search and destroy outside of that game 5 versus Optic Gaming. Remember, there's still, I believe, 3 more series on the main stage today. This one, the battle of the 2 European Titans. Up next, the battle of what? Envy and E United, 2 North American Titans. And then after that, Optic versus FaZe. It's lit.
We got some good games today, Jack.
Oh yeah. And
we got a party in here. How you guys doing in Orlando?
Ooh. God, you're all so beautiful.
I got these dudes over here cheersing. People in the front row getting fired up. We got thunder sticks out in the crowd.
Oh gosh.
People are icing their hands after playing too many games upstairs.
I love a good thunder stick. I don't know what that means, but let's move on. Splyce and Epsilon. It's now 1-0 Splyce. They didn't look back once at all on that hard point, right? And that's no surprise. I think moving forward, though, if you are Epsilon, you go into game 2. It's not your best map, but this is champs, Chris.
Yes.
If you're going to have any chance to move on, if you want to play on Championship Sunday, you need to fix your problems. You need to clutch up now. You cannot go down 2-0 versus the likes of Splyce.
Vortex had some impressive plays in that last game. He didn't drop massive numbers, but he has been the weak link in their search and destroy so far. No one has been stellar. No one over a 1.09 on this Epsilon squad when you're looking at their kill-death ratio. On Splyce, however, you have Jerd, who is in our top 10, a 1.51. You have Mad Cat right behind him at a 1.37. Splyce has got the All-Stars coming in. This is your time to shine if you're Epsilon. If you want a chance in this series, you gotta pull off the upset.
And that 1.51 from Jerd, so people are like, oh, you know, group play doesn't really count too much. No, that's against the likes of, you know, 2 S&Ds versus TK, an S&D versus Ghost, 2 S&Ds versus Optic, an S&D versus E6. He's played some very strong teams in that game mode, and he's still put up that 1.51, and he's the most active in those first blood engagements. Jerd having a monster weekend in that crucial game mode.
And here we go. It is search and destroy, and we're kicking it off right now. Put your hands together. This is Epsilon. This is Splyce, and it's happening already in just losers bracket round 2. On the attack first, it's going to be Epsilon. Dave, your camo player, he is going to be the one with the bomb. But the man looking for first blood, it's Josh, and he just made some epic call-outs. 3 players have been spotted.
And yeah, you can see those yellow arrows of Splyce staying active on the map. Cannot stress this enough. Our 3 remaining teams from Europe are all playing right now for their life in the tournament. We know one will be eliminated from this, whether it's Splyce or Epsilon, and Infused is currently down 2-1 to LG on the verge of elimination there as well.
Josh on your screen. He knows they're down a man, and they're outgunned at the top of the minimap. Somehow Hockey bails Dave out of trouble, and this is a 3-on-3 doable situation. And as we say it, down goes Dave. Josh answers back on 0, a 2-on-2. Jerd and Bance split up a little bit here. And it's Hockey looking for the pick. He's going to get away with his life here. Josh, though, tagged up. He's going to put shots into a weakened Jerd, and there's the cleanup. It wasn't pretty, but Epsilon is going to be able to get the picks.
If you watch right there, I think Jerd thought he had the kill, so he stopped shooting, thus giving Josh a chance to hit a couple shots into him. which makes that hip fire from Hawkey just enough to get the kill. If Jerd finishes that kill and then immediately turns to the second with that ERAD, he wins that round 10 out of 10 times.
And it was the bait and switch. Hawkey saving Dave. That's how they got back in the round, because remember, they lost Vortex in the first 30 seconds. Here's a look though, round 2, Splyce's first attack. You saw Epsilon going to the top of the map. Well, they're going to the bottom. They're all 4 stacked up. Player number 80 is going to be watching over his teammates as they get into the showers. They want these short-range battles with the ERADs.
I like this setup now. Vance will go for the quick plant. Try to get out with his life, and that's exactly what will happen. Splyce all moving together. They planted in the perfect position to watch it from this bottom cell block side.
And Vance is spotted too. ERAD at that range, you're not even going to challenge, but
Whoa.
if they go for the wall run, you can punish. Has to be wary of the low wall run, and so he is going to go for the counter. Meanwhile, Mad Cat is going to be watching over him, and Bance pops up and catches Josh. Finds a second. Bance is just ripping through players. Finally falls as Dave picks up the double. It's 4 down. Just like that, Epsilon crushes in, and Dave with the 2-piece is going to get the defuse as well. Big round for Epsilon. They're now up 2-0.
Dave, so patient in that round, stays at the opposite side of the wall run, and then finally hits it to pick up the 2-piece. Onto the weak Bance. Look, you'll see this. Zero not ready, and then look at that. Snaps right over to Bance, who was already weak, just has to pepper him with 2 bullets. See, he already went to pre-aim for the final player, but Vortex's teammate had that kill already secured.
If you're just joining us, of course, this is a best of 5 losers bracket round 2. These 2 teams fighting for a spot in our final 8. We started the weekend with 32. And both of these squads, many consider them top 6 caliber, thinking they could make a deep run. One will be going home after this one. Dave on your screen, looking for the first pick, gets tagged up by Mad Cat, makes the call, and now he's got the bait. Smoke is out.
I like this. They're going to use this as cover. Give them a chance to plant. They just have to watch mid-spiral. There's basically no way Mad Cat pushes through. They're actually going to plant for Mad Cat's side because they have the smoke for cover. Mind games right now from Epsilon.
And player 8 is going to be the key. Keep your eyes on Zero. If he is in that kill feed, things are going to be looking rough for Splyce. Zero spots 2, but he can't pick up the kills. He had it set up in front of him, and he is going to be forced back by Dave's NV4. Josh is there, and Zero's going to find him. Now they can crash in on Dave. Dave's going to find Zero, though, before the kills are traded back and forth. It comes down to a 1v1. We got Bance going up against Vortex. Can Vortex clutch this one up? Bance, of course, is going to have to get the defuse, and with Vortex running away, this is a 3-0 start here for Epsilon.
Nice job by Vortex. Plays his life. Not enough time for Bance to go for the defuse, so he'll stay on his streak, but he'll have to watch the bomb blow up. Epsilon now up 3-0. Did he take a selfie?
I think he did.
I didn't
Look, Ma, I'm losing.
I didn't, right? Look, I'm down 3-0.
Bance, though, looking for the score streaks. You can turn the tide with these. We've seen it before in Search.
I like that. Right there from Epsilon. Mind games with that post-plant position. Why would you ever expect them to plant for the back garage side when Mad Cat's still there? It's champs, baby. You can try anything you need to.
Do what you want. Bance up close with this bomb.
Ooh. Spots
Vortex. Vortex has no idea.
They've got to act on this. They've got to act on this. He's not going to get spotted in top window. Should be a quick challenge here. It's the wrong side. Where was he looking?
He 360'd to the left and didn't see anything. It doesn't get much easier for Vortex. He's still laying prone, trying to bait out a player, but Jerd will get traded. That's what Vortex's job is. Make a player get the kill, but then gets picked by Josh from the window. Epsilon is looking prime to go up 4-0. There's just 2 players left here for Splyce. They're on opposite sides of the map. And you're going to run into multiple guns waiting for you if you keep pushing forward, Zero.
Yeah, Zero spotting a few players. He'll have to reposition. Got to be on a Mad Cat to make a play, and oh no. The end should be near for Mad Cat. No, he gets out with his life.
Epsilon checking their mirrors really well so far. No one's getting behind him, Jack.
Oh, absolutely. You got to love to see it. Zero now grabbing that objective. 20 seconds left. They should collapse towards the site at the right time. Mad Cat will have no way to cover his teammate unless he hits this wall run right now. Zero's dead. Zero's dead.
Is he though?
Yes.
Mad Cat gets 1. Can he get 2 more? Gets the second. The final shots are going down. That player's reloading. It's Hawkey. Hawkey versus Mad Cat, and Mad Cat has somehow given Splyce the advantage 1-on-1. Hawkey, did he spot him?
Oh my God, the timing. Mad Cat just playing his life. 20 seconds left. for the 1v3 to get Splyce around in this game. Let's check and see, does Mad Cat wind up checking? Yes, he does! Mad Cat, the 1-on-3. Apparently that's what Splyce needed to finally win a round.
Wow, we called this round done. You saw the 2 players from Splyce, opposite sides of the map, 3 players from Epsilon running together. Both players take fire, survive the initial battle. Zero gets the bomb down. Mad Cat gets that first pick, and then he's able to close it out with 2 more. Epic round for Mad Cat, who comes into this game with a 1.37. That's gonna help pad some stats in a much needed round.
He had the round 1 when he pushed through the right side of Showers and caught a great timing as Hawkey tried to retake the site. Mad Cat just snuck out past him. I do believe that infused. One of the final 3 European squads who is still in the competition has now been eliminated in a 3-1 fashion to LG. That makes Epsilon and Splyce the final 2 from EU, with one of them guaranteed to lose and be knocked out after this series.
If you're just joining us from Bravo, welcome. This, of course, is the other 2 teams from the EU, Epsilon and Splyce. Epsilon, they got battered in the hard point, but they're coming back strong here in the search. Josh, though, in a 1v2 is gonna get picked, and now this is back-to-back rounds for Splyce. They got the smiles back, they got the momentum. Drink a little bit there, Zero. Get that caffeine in the system.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
As you can see, the challenge from Jerd, they knew he was close. He might as well fly right at him. Mad Cat gets not only the first shot beat down, challenges the second for the 2-piece, stays alive, draws the attention of one player who winds up dying trying to kill Mad Cat, and then Mad Cat peeks out for the team shot onto the final player. 2 hugely impactful rounds coming from the veteran Mad Cat.
He's pretty good.
No, he's great.
Mad Cat on your screen once again, and for good reason. He has been on fire these last 2 rounds.
Here comes the push. Sniper now in the hands of one player from Splyce. That's a whiff. And again, here comes out a similar play to earlier on that we saw from Epsilon, but is anyone watching mid-spiral? It does appear so. Jerd cuts down Vortex.
Epsilon's flank shut down on the first attempt. Now down a man, they're gonna have to figure out how to break in. Dave taking out Bance is gonna open the door. Dave again with Zero. Now it's a 2-on-2, Josh and Hawkey versus Mad Cat. Last man standing, Mad Cat, can he pull it off? He does! This shouldn't be happening, Jack.
Is Mad Cat my dad?
No, Gary is. He's up in the stands. I can see him from here. He's wearing a hat.
That is
What's up,
true.
Gary?
Oh my goodness. Mad Cat, 3 straight rounds. All credit goes to him for why Splyce even has a chance in this game.
Holy Mad Cat. Dylan is so fun to watch. And you know he's going to be talking about this all night if Splyce stays alive in the tournament.
And he's getting more and more hyped. He's got the Centurion now. They're going to use that. Place it down at B. Josh and crew trying to push on through. So here they go to challenge the site. Vortex has to slide out in to follow up his teammate.
Shots for Josh are gonna land. Vance picked once again. Epsilon in the 3-on-3, and you can see where that bomb is going. Keep your eyes on player number 6 on that mini-map. That is Jerd, the ERAD player for Splyce, so deadly at short range.
So if you're wondering why they're so panicked right now, like look at Epsilon, look at number 2 on your mini-map. He's gone all the way back to helipad because Jerd flanked early on, made this a 3-on-3 round, and then just got out with his life. Jerd's number 6. He's moved all the way towards that B site. Epsilon have no idea. They don't know what's safe. They don't know what's clear. They're paranoid right now.
Down low is Mad Cat working with the cover of Zero.
Don't go there. Good play.
Josh looking for any information possible. Vortex is gonna find it as Jerd stops the bomb. Splyce trying to wait out the clock, just 17 more seconds. The pressure is on Epsilon's Dave here. And it's a 2-on-2. Once again, Mad Cat looking for the break. Perfect timing, but it's Josh this time with the turn and burn.
1v1, Zero, Josh. The challenge, Zero, Josh's replacement on this team. The slide, Josh sees him. He panic pops a reactive. He panic pops the reactive.
Secure the round, though.
He does secure the round. I know it's champs. There's some nerves. There's some nerves in the main stage. Sees it. Immediately pops it. Obviously didn't need to there, but okay. He gets the kill.
It's no fun to pop a reactive and then see your opponent show his back and just run away.
Yeah, right, he realized right after.
You can't even check out my cool new coat, man.
Oh yeah, it doesn't wind up coming into play. Doesn't even take a lick of damage. Probably wishes he had that now, but either way, Epsilon secure the round.
What other payloads do we have? That's what I want to keep our eyes on. Dave is so close to his camo for Epsilon. Bance, he's still got more than 25% of the way to go.
Oh, he's got to stay alive.
And Bance has been getting picked a lot for those first bloods. He's going to draw hockey first. Dave answers back, and there is Vortex in the feed. It's Madcat, 1v3, not this time. Epsilon, fantastic start. Terrible middle, strong finish.
I love it from Epsilon. Dave, 2 kills in this kill cam. What you saw right there was Dave hold an unorthodox angle, laying down outside right by that site. The player who challenges, typically he'd be in the right or left corner. Instead, he's laying there, not ready at all. Then he slides on through. What I've also got to appreciate is he doesn't use the camo. So there he saves it, trusted himself to get the kills, and now Epsilon have this tool on the bottom right of your screen, active camo, to close out this game.
Do you use it right now before Splyce gets any of their payloads?
So I want to see Dave, I want to see one of his teammates high wall run, which should be Josh, and have Dave push into med bay, pop camo, and flood towards back garage. I want to see if they do it. And then Epsilon plant for garage side. Watch this, ready? If Dave sees no one here, he should active camo. Or not. That's much more anticlimactic. It's gotta happen.
And Dave, if he gets away with his life, there's the camo.
Bye-bye.
Free kill and a Vortex. A teammate goes down. Zero, last man up, and he has the worst weapon possible.
Oh, this is rough for Zero.
Second worst.
Still 2 nades possible. He has no idea where these enemies are. Scarab now called in. Zero tagged up. They should just try to flood him here. I wouldn't be surprised. He actually gets a weapon. Only 21 bullets.
And he gets his health back.
Challenges the first.
All that Scarab damage is down. Epsilon needs to pinch, and there is strong finish. It was ugly for a moment.
Epsilon not going down without a fight. They've tied the series 1-1. As Splyce, they looked untouchable in S&D earlier this week. Now the opposite here on day 4.
Madcat was a rock star for Splyce in that game. That's the only reason this was even close at moments.
Yep.
On the other end, very impressive stuff. The great teamwork you saw between Dave and Vortex. Vortex would draw a lot of fire. You'd often see him picked, but then Dave shows up with the double kill. The duo working together for Epsilon ties up the series here, Jack.
You know what's funny is, if Madcat doesn't do what he did that game, we played 9 rounds. Yes, Splyce lost 6-3, but Epsilon should have won that game 9-0 in round count. That's not possible, but they had the advantage in every single scenario. They threw a few away, but in the end, they take it. Game 2 goes to Epsilon, and now we're 1-1 going into Uplink.
And I was just looking down here at my notes. Uplink Frost, this is a great map for Splyce. On the other end, this is also going to be the best of the Uplinks for Epsilon. Both teams, strong map. Who's the better performer? Statistically speaking, coming in to game number 3s, you got to give the edge to the yellow team. Splyce has got the numbers.
It's a swing game too. Who's going to wind up taking the 2-1 series lead? Here is the stage. Only 2 European teams remain, and they're going at it right now in a loser's bracket matchup. This is the Call of Duty World League Championship presented by PS4. We'll be right back with Uplink on Frost.
It's the battle of the two European squads. We got Splyce going up against Epsilon, and this is your G Fuel key player matchup for Splyce. It's Zero on the other side. It's Epsilon's Dave.
Not only are they both handsome, but they're damn good at Call of Duty. A 1.17 uplink KD between the both of them. Their stats could not be more even. Zero with the slight edge in total points. Dave, though, quiet series so far from him. A couple monstrous rounds in S&D, but Zero and Mad Cat have been the duo for Splyce throughout the weekend alongside Bance. Can Splyce wind up taking the swing map 3 in their favor, or will Epsilon keep the hopes alive here at the Call of Duty World League Championship? This has been your G Fuel key player matchup.
Champions of the Call of Duty World League Stage 1. History has been made.
I think we've had a lot of support from the community, the fans.
I feel like this event is important in many different ways. One of the ways because most teams and fans think that Stage 1 playoffs was a fluke for us and will never happen again. So we have to more or less prove ourselves again and just show that it wasn't a freak and that we can do it consistently.
It gave us that bit of confidence, like to prove it to ourselves that we can do it, and we're just taking all that momentum and taking it into this event and hopefully come out with another win.
All I want to do is win, all the team wants to do is win.
Now I feel like everyone in the European scene especially feels like they can actually do what we've done if they put in the same amount of work effort as we did.
Us winning kind of proved that Europeans can hang against the best. Like winning an international event is just like unheard of because this is the first time it's happened.
Teams are really looking at us in a different way. They aren't looking at us as a team that maybe can win. They're really looking at us as now the team that can win.
They got their first international win just a few months ago back there in Stage 1, but now Splyce, after giving Europe hope, they're trying to crush the dreams of Epsilon, who just stole a Search and Destroy.
Yeah, these teams made history a couple months ago, but now their backs against the wall, fighting for their life in this tournament. Can't remind everyone enough, this is a loser's bracket match. The loser of this best of 5 goes home and will not be playing on Championship Sunday. The winner will have a chance to fight for a spot in, well, not only the later rounds, but a spot in the grand finals if they can continue to win on this loser's bracket run.
I have to say, man, big shout out to everyone that's been involved in all of the Call of Duty content. Of course, YouTubers going years back, but even in the esports scene, we're seeing more and more documentaries. That was a piece from the Splyce mini doc. Big props to everyone that worked on the recon pieces coming up to the event. Now, though, it's time to focus on the gameplay. And when you look at Uplink, we know what Splyce is capable of in this game mode in particular. All 4 members positive. On the other side, you're banking on Dave to backpack because Epsilon, they're more focused on the score than they are picking up the kills. They play scrappy though, Jack.
Uplink is Epsilon's historical worst game type. We'll see if that changes here. On Frost though, in Uplink for Splyce, they have a 69% win percentage since Dallas at 9-4. The dunk should be going on here momentarily for Jerd, waiting for the lead blockers. He's got him, there it goes. Splyce scored in just 38 seconds.
And look at Zero, 4-1 start, Mad Cat 2-1. Fantastic opening in your first minute here for your yellow team. Epsilon needs to keep pace. On the other side, Dave off to a slow start at 1-3. Keep your eyes though on Vortex. I've seen him go off on Frost in the past. He's gonna be that short range E-Rad. He's the guy who's gotta lead the way and pick up these early kills.
Well, Vortex just gonna wait until he gets some help from his teammates. He's got Hawkey as well as Josh just behind him. Challenge comes in from Zero. The trade there from Bance. Hawkey's there to ensure his team still has a chance, but unfortunately Splyce, they're regaining control. As that nade is a whiff. Mad Cat should be the final one there. Yes, it is. Splyce hold off their base.
3 kill streak for Mad Cat, so no score streaks to speak of quite yet. And you can see the battles are going down on the mini-map. Bance is just sitting in the middle waiting for a challenger. His teammates are picking up all the kills outside on the perimeter. Zero finds 1. And that's going to be about it. The drone is stolen, and it is surging forward. Here comes Dave, a 1-point opportunity. 3 defenders, and that one's going to go just wide right. Splyce holds on to the 2-0 lead.
That was Jerd with the interception, stopping that one from going on in, keeping it a scoreless game for Epsilon to this point. I like the play from Dave. Thought he had the timing window. Unfortunately, the beautiful movement from Jerd gets him there just in time. He expected the throw, and boy, was he right on the gets there. Epsilon now looking to retake control of Splyce's base. This is their best chance they've had to score yet.
And we talked about Vortex needing to pick up these kills, the entries. He's getting not 1, 2. That is a third in a row, a 5 streak for him. He's 2 off of the Trinity Rockets.
And look, he gets 5 kills in a row, gets control of the Splyce base basically by himself, and because of that, they've tied up the game 2-2. A little bit too much on the offensive there from Splyce. I don't like that. They tried to go for a fast retake, but with 2 players coming off spawn, Epsilon were more than ready for it. Now they've staggered the spawns of Splyce. Finally, Vortex cut down before he can earn any streaks.
Josh, though, is on a 4 streak of his own, and he was also contributing to that last dunk. Everyone from Epsilon falling on the side. Dave, the gravity's trying to pull him down, and at the end, it's Zero's bullets that will finish him off. Bance, Mad Cat in the feed. You can breathe now, Splyce. Finally able to safely push up. You got player number 5, Mad Cat, sitting in the sub bay. The other 3 working outside, and they're going to go for the drone after 1 more kill.
So as of right now, Epsilon are the team that liked bringing this drone in towards Ship more. The scores we've seen from Splyce is them trying to move it towards Cliff. Now they'll realize, okay, we've got to wrap back. I have my teammates pushed up. They can go for a quick little 1 here or try to force the dunk. The 1, it's the smart play. Everyone else was dead on the team, and there was a Scarab in. Splyce retake the lead.
I was going to say, are you surprised to see Vortex use a defensive Scarab in that scenario?
Not too much, because they're trying to slow down the movement. When you get hit by a Scarab, it also makes your character slower for the next few seconds. So with 3 players surging on in, that's enough to at least make sure there's no dunk that comes in, right? And that's exactly what happens. I think their goal was to buy them enough time to go for an interception. Didn't quite work out that way, though, as Splyce were already around the corner.
They just get the kills instead. It works either way. Hockey on your screen gets baited into a drone and a death. Bance now with the objective in hand. Mad Cat watching his back, expecting a flank. There's 2 players missing from Epsilon. Where are they out on the map? Well, Mad Cat finds 1. Josh is going to be there as Epsilon continues to cause problems. And as I say it, I thought those blue arrows were going to get around the corner. Instead, Zero on the flank finds 2. It's Splyce trying to run this the other way. A 1-point game after our first 4 minutes and 15 seconds. This is much closer than I expected.
Oh, definitely. And look at Jerd trying to do what he can to just slow down this Epsilon push. Josh in a 1v1, cleans up Vance, a 3rd player there. Zero off the spawn, has just enough to swing the tide into Splyce's favor. As right now, it looks like Splyce are more than happy with going to the half up by 1. They're just trying to keep this drone away from their base.
Epsilon wants 1 more, though. They want to get to this drone, and they want to convert fast. The bait was there. Mad Cat was waiting outside, but with Mad Cat now out of the way, this is a 1-point opportunity. Josh knows there's going to be defenders. They're going to wrap it back 8 seconds.
What?
They just wasted too much time.
No.
They know they're not going to get it. Instead, they're going to be working on the kills, and that will be our score at halftime. Splyce up 1. We're going to switch sides and go for 5 more minutes.
I'm actually confused by that, because they have an opportunity to go for a push on the wall run. Don't get me wrong, Splyce are one of the best teams in the game at playing the interception there. And instead, they don't even do it. They just fall back. They try to move towards middle map. Nothing to show for it, as they'll let that half end.
That Nagafin guy,
I just saw him.
he's all Hollywood, Jack. Didn't even smile.
We tried to wave at him. He walked by without even saying hello.
All right, here we go back into the game. I'm focused. Dave, you need to be locked in as well, because 3 of your teammates just fell. And here comes the Splyce army.
Oh.
Dave only finds 1, Zero there to trade, and here comes Splyce still putting on pressure. Bance is going to look for a flank, though. He's going to be coming behind 3 players who are all off spawn. And it just took too much time. That shut down by Splyce. It's Epsilon's turn.
And now Jerd, he'll have to just fall back, wait for his teammates to come off spawn. His goal, try to just get 1 kill, relieve a little bit of this pressure that he knows is coming towards his base. Unfortunately, can't spot the opposition in time. Zero, who's had a monster game, 18 and 11, leading the lobby, and Slang is the difference maker again to put the trades in his favor.
Zero and Bance working outside. I don't think I've ever seen Splyce this focused on cliffs.
Oh yeah, no, they are keeping it out of sub bay as much as possible. And the only time we've seen Epsilon score is when they brought it towards that side of the map, so it doesn't surprise me.
What a hero play from Josh right there. 3 of your teammates fall, you're the last man standing, kills the drone carrier, and then resets it. Stops another Splyce push. I think that one turns into a dunk if Josh doesn't make that play.
No, that's a great point, Chris. He basically saves at least a 1 from going on in. Zero now on a 5 streak. He's got 1 player behind him, gets out with his life. Still has a chance to play for more. Trinities will be earned if he finds 1 more kill. He knows he's weak, and look, yeah, he's playing as passive as possible. He's holding this lane. Engagement, not gonna happen. Vortex with that SMG, the only one really matching the numbers he's putting up so far this map.
Zero was on a 5 streak right there, 22 and 12, positive 10. Great to see him back to his old slaying ways. Epsilon, though, we talked about their scrappy plays. They don't need positive KDs to put up points.
They missed a drone.
And somehow the alley-oop does not land.
I think Vortex,
instead of a 2-point play, you see Splyce clearing it.
I think Vortex missed the drone. Bance clears out 4 in a row, gets away with his life as well. And again, focusing on cliffs. When they move this drone towards cliffs and here in top research, they keep it as far away as possible from their portal.
Unlike football, you can't always keep your eye on the ball. You have to be ready to have your gun out and pick up the kills while working on that objective. But a tough situation for Epsilon. We'd love to see a replay at the end of this game. But so far, it's Splyce in charge, and Jack, with 220, it feels like we're just building, we're building, we're building, but this game's about to explode.
Well, look at the Splyce lineup. Look at those white circles around their player numbers. You've got Madcat to kill off his payload, Jur to kill off his, Bance a couple kills away from Camo, and Zero right on the verge of earning his. This dunk could put this into Splyce's favor even more. They go for the 1. Jur's now the first to earn his payload.
And that was Dave. Dave stops that from being a 2-point play. He kills the lead blocker. He forces Zero to make the 1-point toss. Splyce is up by 2. Epsilon still within 1 possession. They have the kills. Can they get the dunk this time? Vortex with the drone needs some big ones, and that one's gonna go right between 2 defenders. A 1-possession game. A dunk takes the lead for our blue team.
90 seconds left on this map. Again, a swing game. As look, they're trying to drop the Centurion. Zero taking his time. He's gonna use it to try to hold off that lane. Drone now being moved towards Cliff. Jurd staying alive. He's got the FTL jump to use if there comes a moment in time where he needs it.
And Jurd is gonna get caught trying to flank. Nice kill there by Hockey, who's been pulling out the ERAT on this map. Madcat overdrive, not gonna use it quite yet. Knows they have to deal with Epsilon first. He did get the drone reset though.
All right, so Jurd just popped his FTL, and now Hockey with overdrive.
The Speedster has to reroute right into the Centurion. Slowed down, but it doesn't matter. Epsilon with 2 tosses in the last minute 30 will tie our score. Now you have to think, who is gonna get the camo first?
Well, right now, Bance is closer. He's gonna drop the drone and look for kills. I like this play. He's gotta stay alive right now. He cannot afford to die. Goes for the low wall run, jukes right back. Can't do it. No camo earned quite yet.
Vortex and Hockey playing great defense outside. This drone is in the hands of Epsilon's Vortex, and here they come. 30 seconds left. Still no payloads to work with for Epsilon. They have to do this the old-fashioned way. Guns up, kills down. Bance is gonna find Josh. Man advantage for Splyce. They're on the fast break if they get these kills, but no one is near the objective yet.
They've got to move if they want anything to happen. Overdrive now ready for Madcat, but they might just end this game in a dead tie and go to overtime. That's exactly what it looks like is going to happen. We're going to OT between Epsilon and Splyce. These 2 teams so evenly matched in uplink.
You do have an overdrive for Madcat.
Yes, Hockey uses already.
So Epsilon has invested one of the key scoring payloads. You already had the Centurion thrown down though by Zero, and neither Dave nor Bance have their camo quite yet. They're about 2 kills off each.
And it was the right play from Hockey. He uses the overdrive to force the OT. You know, maybe if he doesn't, they don't even get that point. Instead, they at least give themselves a chance now. Off the break, no camo on either side yet.
I just danced like Maven. I'm getting ready. I'm getting fired up. It is OT, of course. This is going to be the fastest score. If you go for a dunk, your opponent has to beat your time. If you go for a 1-pointer, well, you could be in danger.
Oh, Bance earns the camo off that, but is quickly traded. 3v2 for Splyce. Look what Madcat has. He can use this to catch a great timing on his opponents. It looks like he's bringing it towards Cliff again. Splyce still going with what works. They give it to Bance, who has camo. This is Splyce's opportunity to get a great time here in the first side of OT.
And Dave just got picked. Still no camo. Here's the camo play coming in. Bance trying to make it come through. The dunk is there. No defenders in place in time. Shots in his back, but it's good. 42 seconds is all it took. I love how Madcat just slowed things down, made the pass, and then they made the charge as a squad.
Nice play from Bance. Zero gets the last kill of the side. 42 seconds the time to beat. Did Dave earn his camo for the side of Epsilon?
He's 1 kill off.
Oh no.
At least when he was dead, as Bance was running through, he was at basically 99%. So Dave needs an opening kill. Mad Cat is overdriving for this drone. He just wants to take control of the drone area, make sure that Epsilon can't get the fast break.
And look, they're setting this up. They're bringing Dave inside with the drone. If Dave gets the one kill he needs, he can earn the payload. Hasn't happened yet. Doesn't look like it. Hockey going with the drone. Not gonna happen. It's still
tough.
there. Josh Alive tries to panic for it, but that should do it. So right now, typically, you're used to seeing the drone get reset. Jerd is gonna hold it all the way in the back of the map. He's ready to throw it off. 10 seconds left. The challenge coming in, not enough time. Splyce will take game number 3 to take the 2-1 lead in our best of 5.
A 6-4 uplink, and it's the overtime victory that's the difference. The payloads, we knew how important they were. Hockey gives Epsilon a chance with his overdrive use in the second half, but in OT it was all camo as Bance seals the deal for Splyce.
When it's that close in Frost uplink, active camo is the difference maker. Bance uses it flawlessly to get that score in overtime, while Dave just never got the one kill he needed in the entire OT to earn the payload for himself.
Now, Jack, we of course have 2 matches going on at all times today.
Oh yeah.
Over on Bravo, we just saw Ghost Gaming go up 1-0 over Rise Nation. This match, though, you see Splyce, they're 1 game away from moving forward.
Yep.
Who is waiting for them? Luminosity. We could see the rematch from Stage 1,
gosh.
the rematch from Anaheim, and it's all happening here just to try and finish top 6 in this tournament.
What a situation we find ourselves in. So that would put the winner of this series for in the top 8, right? Then they face LG for a spot in the top 6. We could see nobody from Europe place top 6 if they can't beat out LG, whether it's Epsilon or Splyce.
To be fair, I wrote this all down. My handcrafted bracket may be totally wrong, but I know Benson and crew will let us know for sure.
I trust you, Chris.
We're staying on this one. This is losers round number 2. Epsilon, of course, falling to Envy in their opening round of the winners bracket. Splyce, they fell to Optic Gaming earlier today. Now the 2 European juggernauts going toe-to-toe once again, and it's looking like Splyce has the upper hand going into the hard point.
You see the players on their screen going through rig draft. They'll get that all handled. As now these 2 teams set up for what should be a dramatic game 4.
And this is a good map for both teams. Unfortunately, Epsilon's 58% win record, it's not nearly as good as 71% here for Splyce. It's their second best of the hard points. And this one, it plays to the strengths of guys like Mad Cat, right?
Oh yeah, and Mad Cat's already had a monster series. I think him and Zero are about to show up big time here. I'm gonna call it right now. Splyce take this map 250 to 116. There's full streaks. At the end, Mad Cat gets up and starts screaming in his chair because he realizes that they just knocked out Epsilon.
If you're not doing it already, make sure you're hopping on Twitter. Tweet at COD World League. Who do you think is going to take this one? Tweet at Jack, tweet at me. Who is going forward? Is it Epsilon forcing a game 5, or are we done? Is this one dusted as Retail loads up right now?
It very well could be. We're ready to go into game 4. Players selecting their classes. Still to come tonight on the main stage, the venue. People slowly piling back in. We've obviously had time to get food. People have gone and checked out the different games you can go play, all the merch upstairs, the Amway Center itself. Now they're filing back in. After this, winners bracket semifinal 1, then winners bracket semifinal 2. The 4 teams involved in those matches, Envy and E United, and then Optic Gaming and FaZe.
I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm going to be too fired up. Either that or I'm passing out as soon as this show is
I was
done.
about to say, as long as the matches are done, I'll be fine. I'll probably be running off adrenaline and then be good to go after that.
Here we go, game number 4. Epsilon has to dig deep. They've dropped both of the respawns so far. They won the search and destroy. So if this goes to a game 5, it's a coin toss for me. And the man that needs to shine, it's Dave. He's been a rock star for Epsilon in the past. When they 3-0'd Splyce back at Anaheim, he was the guy constantly putting them on respawn.
Flawless start for Epsilon here. 4 straight kills, no one dead. And they force the spawns out lower street. Dave, I'm gonna say it now, needs to have his best hardpoint of the weekend if Epsilon want to force the game 5.
21 unanswered points, and here is your first real contest coming in from Splyce. Every second counts as this game goes on, and a fantastic start for Epsilon. Look at the kills, it's all blue. Finally, Mad Cat on a flank, causing some problems, but he's the only one up. Mad Cat trades out 3 before he falls though, so pretty efficient life. The bad news is, look where Epsilon is respawning.
Yep. And how many times have you now seen kills come in for Epsilon where Splyce players are mid-sprint because they've been forced out having to try to run back towards his hard point. And Epsilon are just ready for the routes they're gonna take. They're very well practiced on this map. Yes, it might not be their strongest game mode, but hey, when you, oh, how do you not check this corner, Zero? How do you not check the corner?
Dave just hiding in the dark corner, gets the free
59 to
kill.
0.
But that's 3 kills, make it 4 now coming in. Once again, Mad Cat, another 3 streak, is keeping Splyce competitive. As you pointed out though, Jack, we are just basically a minute 30 in, and Epsilon already has 60 points.
Mad Cat, he knows the pressure's coming in from Arches. This should easily be held from Splyce. Yeah, there's one, there's the second. They'll force the spawns all the way out to that right side of your minimap. And again, the next hill, that top left corner, the Cathedral spawn, is where Splyce and crew want to hold, and they're doing just that. Vortex. Don't do it. Don't do it, Vortex.
Okay, you didn't do it.
Thank you. But look, see, because Splyce have a presence on this left side of your map, they're going to keep things close and be able to hold the spawns at Cathedral.
Let's go over to our blue team, and I'd love to crank up our headphones. Let's do a listen in with Epsilon.
Nice. One more the back, one more the back. Two back here, blue car, weak one back, blue car on hill, blue car on hill, let's do. Come on, blue car on the hill, just in the hill. I see them. We need to cut them off, we need to spawn down, big shot. We need to cut off their hill. Watch out, hill. Weak. Turn up. I'm staying alive. Watch out, nice, let's fucking go, good break. I'll get market. Let's go market. Whoever's in the watch market. Whoever's in the watch market. Yeah, I got it. Come on, dead! Can they get to my curve or not? Yes, Divo. I'm sitting in this corner. Okay, I'm baiting me, Dave. I'm gonna probably die. It's fine, shut up, let's go. Up in market. Go on. Bad. He's not pushing it, he's went back to lobby. Watch out, but he's going back away. No, come on, lobby, come on. One scaff, I have him. Let's scaff. Let's coordinate a push here, behind him. Where are you? One's on fire. Dead. Push us up. You might push me. Back over. Let's go, Steve. We're looking for one at the back. Let me get him. Bobby's for market. This one. Yeah. Man's dead. All going for that left side and plant. I'll get his push. Just focus on the kills. Underneath. Dave, we'll build up after. Underneath. One just came back from that bridge again. Oh, it's one of streaks. No, he's the man. I'm coming stage 2. I'll go for talk. Be fine. I'm lying down. Watch the push. I'm coming on boss now. Watch the talk. Be fine. No back. Hold back. One shot buns. He's went fire. Front. He's got chill. Fine. Kills here. Where are you, Dave? I'm there, head glitch at the time. Once I head glitch, nothing curve. I'll be flank. Okay, I've got your curve now. Let's go. Got your curve. Give me a little bitch. I'm going to try to get a little bitch. I can't see a little bitch. I can't see in the head glitch. It's about attack. Watch out. I'm off you, Dave. Let's do. Fire. Free. Side fine. Do you not get lobby side? Yo, someone push on Marco. I'm coming, let me go first. I need to win it. Dave, I'm sliding to the close. He's going bar main with an MP, try. Bar main with an MP, try.
Cranked up the volume, and Epsilon turned up their gameplay 123 to 76, and you can see just why Josh is such a key member of this squad. He brings that vocal communication. He allows the star Dave to go on a massive run. Fortunately, though, Jerd shut down Dave just as he was about to get score streaks. So despite about a 50-point deficit, you're still in this one for Splyce. You don't have to worry about bombs from the sky when you go back to Graves.
And if you listen to the call-outs, it seemed a little bit frantic, but that's literally how Josh calls out. It was why Splyce were frustrated when he was on this lineup. He would call out 5, 6 times, and they thought it was actually a detriment to their team. Obviously, for Epsilon, they've let Josh kind of call out how he likes. It's worked out for him in the past, and it's helping them get on their way to forcing a game 5 here.
And I was really impressed by Vortex throughout that entire listen-in as well. While Josh is making the calls, it is Vortex and Josh constantly pressing the action. Dave was able to sit back, do the damage at range. Vortex is sitting at 16 and 11. That's the best in the lobby. On the other side, though, never keep your eyes off of Mad Cat. The man is 15 and 9, 42 seconds of hill time as well, and he's the one who's been getting the multi-kills.
Yeah, what a series he's had so far. Looking back at the S&D. Did what he could to help Splyce stay in it. Mad Cat missing some shots there as we praise him. As Splyce are still down by a full minute in this game, Puckett. I was not expecting this type of explosive play out of Epsilon.
It was that opening hill, right? You get 60 points in your first 90 seconds of gameplay.
It's a difference.
And here comes Vortex with the FTL. We thought he had the chance there. Instead, it is Mad Cat who finds him. The 2 stars in this game so far. Going toe-to-toe, and here's Zero. A double kill. That shouldn't have happened. Now you're in trouble, Epsilon. He's looking for more. There's number 3. Get all 4. Not this time.
But don't worry, Bance is there for the trade. 155 to 102. Epsilon in the lead, Mad Cat watching over. Splyce will absolutely get the scrap time. This rotation towards lower street. Last time it was all Epsilon. This time Splyce have to do a better job of getting top plat control and pushing out a bedroom to kill the player in the hill.
Keep your eyes on these payloads as well as the game continues on.
Nice.
Our next 3 hard points, that's where you're gonna see them start to get unlocked. And Jared, he is gonna be looking for a big play here. Finds Hockey, gets some hill time, and you see those yellow arrows. They're nowhere near. This is all Jared, Jack.
Yep, and I was about to commend Mad Cat for getting control of top plat, but the second I did that, Epsilon realized, okay, we've got to pressure it right now. While we still have numbers, let's fly right at it. They traded Mad Cat, took control of the hard point yet again. Now Splyce doing what they can to scrape together any time, but they've just been outclassed on this lower hill bucket.
Down low is Hockey. Keep your eyes on arrow number 2. As I say it, Josh finds him inside the hotel. It's all blue in the kill feed. It's all blue in charge of the scoreboard.
Wow.
Epsilon may be forcing a Game 5 desire from Elevate. He made the call on Twitter after that uplink. He said this series has Game 5 written all over it.
You know, I thought Splyce were going to run away with this. Not the case at all. Hockey trying to fall back. You know, only 22 engagements from him, but he's playing the role he needs to for his team. Lockdown market, hold those spawns for your squad. If Splyce don't break this in the next 15 to 20 seconds, this game is done.
And we're on board with Hockey, but I mean, you have Josh on another streak. He's only 18 and 20, but this 5 streak towards the end of the game, this has got to be so punishing for the Splyce clan that is trying to push across the top. All 4 players have been called out. Josh is going to find kill number 6 on a streak. Playing for the streaks. He's got them unlocked. Did he get the Trinity?
Couldn't tell. I couldn't tell right there. We'll have to hop back towards him in a second. No, earns nothing off that streak.
Wow, 25 short.
Either way, 217 to 128. Epsilon doing everything in their power to win this map and force the Game 5.
Epsilon 27 points away. Splyce, they're barely past the 50-yard line. And Epsilon, well, they're going to soak up every last second of the Cathedral. Even if you have a perfect hill from Splyce, you only bring it back to 188 to that 235.
Yep, and you also look, you know, Splyce have what, FTL jump, that's really it. Bance, still nothing from his payload as well. 100-second deficit, is it possible? Yes. Do I think it'll happen? No.
Clayster's not involved, it's not happening.
Yeah, right? Saw a miraculous comeback from United earlier today.
Hockey and Josh.
This is too easy for Epsilon.
All over the feed.
This is too easy for Epsilon. That should be the dagger. 240 to 149. It would only be right that these 2 storied teams throughout the year go to a Game 5. The final couple seconds tick on through. Dave gets the kill. GG. Epsilon will stay alive to see another search and destroy.
Over 100-point victory on retaliation, and it wasn't the guys I expected. It wasn't Dave, and it wasn't Hockey. I mean, Dave goes +8, but Jack, for me, this game was won by the plays we saw from the 2 fast-paced players, Josh and Vortex, constantly pressing the action. Never let Splyce get set up. No rotation was safe, and Epsilon is now taking us the distance to another search and destroy.
Well, the stage is set again for Splyce. Earlier today, we saw them in this exact position versus Optic Gaming. They went to a Game 5, they were in search and destroy, and they lost it in dramatic fashion at the end of that one. Now,
not twice.
Against Epsilon, another one of their rivals, top teams in the world, in a Game 5 on the main stage at Champs on Throwback. Will it happen to them twice in one day?
It can't happen like this. Yeah. This would be the worst 3 hours of your entire 2017.
Yep. Splyce, they had the chance there. They had the better map win percentage on retaliation, but they had nothing going for them on that map. Will they really lose 2 throwback S&Ds to be knocked out of this tournament?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is all tied up 2-2. We are going to give our players a short break. When we return, though, don't go anywhere. It is the decider. Who is moving on? Who is going home? Game 5, Splyce and Epsilon when we come back. And we are back. Game number 5 is loading up right now. We got Splyce, we have Epsilon, and this is a battle for a minimum of $10,000 more on the line. Loser, they
Pretty
walk
good.
away with 25K. Winner, 35 and counting. Top 8.
All right, well, who's it gonna be? Splyce or Epsilon? We already know Infuse now out. They were one of the 3 remaining European teams now. Whoever wins this will be the final European squad left in the tournament. I don't even know who to pick. I don't even know who to pick.
I don't know who to pick, but I know we're going to be talking about it on Overtime. Of course, this is our brand new series brought to you by MLG. It's airing at the end of Championship Sunday. You don't want to miss it. We got special guests Sensor and Proofy and the big boy. We got Quentin Rampage Jackson from the UFC coming to hang out with us. And of course, our brand new host, Cassie. She's backstage taking her notes, watching all the games. It's going to be an epic show. But Jack, we got more than Overtime to talk about. We got some Search and Destroy coming up right now. It's the revenge match. Epsilon wins a respawn. That means we're going to another search. And they won it pretty handily on Breakout a little bit earlier.
Let's pull the crowd here, Chris. Folks in the venue, if you think Epsilon will take this game 5 and move on, make some noise. Okay.
How many of you out there think it's gonna be Splyce taking this one home?
All right, more Splyce.
The Americans are split 50-50 here in Orlando, Jack.
No,
You going 60-40?
Splyce sounded a little bit louder, but that might just be because a lot of the people in the venue think Vance is handsome.
Of course he is. Here we go. Start of this round, and of course it will be Epsilon on the attack. Hockey pulling out the sniper. He makes the call out, but he doesn't have an angle. Is that player going to peek one more time? It's Jerd on the other side of things.
And all the timing that Jerd just got to get first blood. Vortex with the trade. 3 versus 3. Bance is now pushed up the sidewalk. They have no idea he's here.
And with this bomb down, this is Epsilon's round.
Shoulder peek still coming in. Nobody on bomb. Hockey will back on up.
Oh,
Madcap,
no.
precise shots.
That was almost a sniper NV4 from Madcap. Vortex is going to get out with his life. Bance is 0 left up here for Splyce. 1v2. Vortex just trying to keep him off the bomb. He's picked up the kill on 0. Still has to buy time, and he's going to get all the kills anyway. Vortex, how about an ace to start game 5?
What the hell was that?
It's a damn good play, Jack. Let's take a look one more time. Look at this man. Slides in, picks up the kill. That player has to go directly for the bomb, and Vortex does not miss a shot.
Wow. Vortex, don't forget, this is a man that placed top 4 last year with Fab E. Epsilon are no strangers to playing on Championship Sunday at Champs. Josh obviously placed 2nd last year with Splyce. As now Vortex already with FTL and the streak, and we're just at the start of round 2.
Most importantly, he has to stay alive this round and get at least one more kill.
Yep.
The ace is worthless unless you turn it into score streaks. And he needs 1 to unlock the Trinity Rocket. Josh looking for first blood, survives the initial battle. Vortex working with him here. Josh should be the bait. FTL jumping, and that's a little bit crazy. This is Splyce, 3 kills, big mistakes, round's over.
Oh, I'll be honest. There was a million different ways Vortex could have played that. That was the worst.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear TP rip on him for that play because he literally just suicided 1 kill off streaks. Let your teammates soar out first, FTL jump behind the bus as that guy's drawn his attention over, and then get your free kill.
I like going for skydiving kills too, man.
Oh no, that was something that I would try to do, and that's why I'm not playing on the main stage.
Maybe if I was playing online in my boxers, but you are playing for $600,000 for first place. Vortex with a costly error, but is it going to be a big mistake that will hurt them later? Remember, Epsilon, they controlled the initial search. Bomb, once again, it's going to go down in the hands of Vortex.
Okay, so this is where you got a question. Did Epsilon watch any of Splyce's game versus Optic earlier? Then rotating back gives me an idea that they did, but still Bance and Jerd get the first 2 bloods. This exact round happened to Optic earlier.
And that was individual battles, both won there by Splyce. Now you got Dave simply outgunned. The trades are coming in. 0 finds Hockey, and here comes the defuse.
Wow.
An ace in round 1 for Epsilon, and now it is Splyce after Splyce. In theory, this could be a 3-0 game if Splyce was able to pick up Vortex in that first round.
Oh, 100%. They had Epsilon down to a 1v3, but again, Vortex converted it. I'm still looking back on that FTL play, man. That was not
I'm over it.
Good.
I'm moving forward. I'm ready.
I can't be.
You know why?
Why?
Because Hockey's going to put away the sniper, and they're going to have success, Jack.
All right, let's see if that's the way it plays out.
NV4 in hand for Hockey. He's going to be overlooking the bike path for that lower bomb site. Meanwhile, Splyce, they've taken over the center, and they don't see a single peeker. Dave draws first blood on Jerd, so man advantage to Epsilon.
So Jerd tried to high wall run and peek down onto Dave. Dave was completely ready for it, saw right through the play.
Hockey finds Bance as well. No sniper in hand, a free kill. And now we have Mad Cat and Zero left up in the 2v4. Mad Cat pulled off some insane stuff in the 2v4 earlier. Will he be able to do it once again in game 5?
Sees one. And all that Epsilon need is information right now, right? They spot Mad Cat, so they know, okay, we're only looking for one. Mad Cat tries to challenge. Yeah, easy trade. 1v4 for Zero. He wishes he could jump off the map, but that's not the case. Not gonna happen. He should be dead
Not
here.
this time. Feeding some payloads.
Tie it up.
And Epsilon doesn't let the mistake get to their head. Focus on all 4 players' faces.
Quick update from the Bravo stage. We've got Ghost Gaming going up against Rise Nation. That's now tied 1-1. They're in game 3. Rise with a narrow advantage.
Who talks about uplink when you got Europe, and a 2-2, Jack?
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm just trying to remind everybody that we've got multiple streams here. MLG.tv/CodBurbo.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Vortex on your screen, and look at this move. Gets the calls. 2 players spotted. That was Jerd working with Bance. Meanwhile, you got Mad Cat and Zero working in tandem. The duo's out for Splyce, and Jerd is now the lone shark. Not going to find anything. I thought he was going to challenge player number 2, Dave. Instead, it's Splyce regrouping, checking this B bomb site. They see nothing. Epsilon taking their time on the attack.
And Splyce will stay together on the map, which I do like here. Look at this position from Hockey. Just looking for any spot he can. Those are shots that you're not going to hit my friend back on up. But with Epsilon spotting one, it looks like that's enough for them to say, let's push towards this site. Let's develop a play. We've only got 45 seconds.
Bance with the ERAD. Is he going to peek right away? Thought this door may be pre-fired. Everyone's still up on the map. But now it's Splyce who is forced into action. Josh is going to find Bance on that far left field. Jerd is split between 2 defenders.
This round is done.
I don't know. Jerd can pull off some magic here, Jack. There's the first. Second player distracted. Does he have help from the front? There's the teammate. Here's the push. Splyce, though, all falls. Jerd's not going to get the miracle. There's no time left anyway. And it's Epsilon up 3-2.
The more and more I watch, the more and more I realize that you cannot let the offensive team plant the bomb at B and get out unscathed on throwback. You need to make sure you punish them in some way or have an advantageous position, have someone already on the pinch. They cannot get fully set up at that tree and at blue and think you have a chance to win that round.
Epsilon looking for revenge from that losers bracket finals match against Splyce back in Anaheim. Their highest placing of the year, 3rd. Outside of that, you're looking at basically top 9s outside of Paris. On the other hand, for Splyce, you have 1st place in stage 1, 2nd place in Anaheim. You can't go home like this.
How heartbreaking would it be for Splyce if they start the weekend 6-0 in S&D and then go 0-3 since to drop them out of this tournament?
Mad Cat draws first blood. Excuse me, 3rd blood. We're going to see 2 down already here for Epsilon. And Bance will fall. It's Splyce with the trades.
3-3.
And they've tied it up once again.
3-3. This is what it's all about. Again, these teams have matched each other so many times this year at major CWL events across the globe. And now on the biggest stage of them all. You mentioned this match is for what, another $10,000?
Yeah, minimum of $35,000. Loser goes home with 25. 9th and 12th place, though, is that number that is going to be on your resume. And neither wants to finish outside the top 8.
Yeah, that's probably worst of all. That's now Vortex. He'll be the one carrying the bomb. They're letting Josh be the one to make the play. Look at the top left of your mini-map. He's slowly inching around, trying to spot anybody they can. Jerd with the FTL right at Hockey, closing that gap. Hockey jumps off the side of the map accidentally, and just like that, it's Splyce in a 4v2.
And Zero did see Josh. Josh isn't going to get anything done. It's all Splyce. We're going to their faces to watch it. But the game continues on. Somehow Vortex survives, catching our crew off guard. He got an ace in round 1. He clutched the 1v3. Does he do it again?
Vortex 8-3 with 3 plants already. Literally the entirety of this Epsilon team. Those are great peaks from Jerd, just keeping track of where Vortex is. Nice positioning from Mad Cat. Peekaboo gets the round win for Splyce. They're now back up 4-3.
What a comeback. Splyce looking strong here, Jack. It was looking ugly for a moment. Great round there, and Epsilon on that attack just didn't seem to know exactly what they wanted to do. Josh was on a flank, but it was so late. By the time he spots 0, 2 of his teammates are already dropped.
Moving forward, going into round 8, payloads available, none between both teams. Vortex about to earn his second FTL jump of the game. So Mad Cat's been spotted. You've got to get that kill, Josh. You've got to get that kill.
Mad Cat traded out by Vortex though, so 3-on-3, bomb in the hands of Bance once again here for Splyce, and Vortex knows they're over here, boys. Makes the call. Will he have support? You see those arrows coming, charging. It's gonna be Dave and Hawkey backing him up. Epsilon looking for the retake now. Dave finds Bance. Hawkey's gonna find Jerd, and it's only 0 left alive in the 1 versus 3.
And they're gonna play, I think, a quick defuse here, force 0 to try to challenge on out there. Yeah, no shot, beautiful stuff. Vortex with another kill, he's 10-4. He's already used 2 FTL jumps this game as well.
Ridiculous stuff from the player that finished top 4 last year.
Wow. Think already what's on the resume for Epsilon this weekend. They're the ones that knocked out Cloud9. 2 years in a row, Vortex and crew did that. Now trying to knock out their greatest rival in Europe, Splyce. Talk about a way to end IW, as it's been an argument of who's the best EU team. Is it Splyce? Is it Epsilon? Splyce took the title for a while. Epsilon had it, then Splyce took it back. Maybe here to end IW, Epsilon can have the final laugh.
Vortex getting this bomb down. Splyce doesn't even challenge. Instead, we see the same thing we saw about 4 rounds ago.
It works every time.
It's the duo. Jerd and Mad Cat getting your first and second kill. Hawkey now just left in a 1 versus 4, gets 1, but you know there's just so many Splyce members around this corner.
And again, they can play a defuse here. Challenges a second, gets 2, but everyone else is there. Splyce back up again. Jerd now with 10 kills. He's been their standout S&D star of the weekend coming into this S&D. A 1.51 KD, 9th overall.
This is match point for Splyce.
Oh man. How heartbreaking would this be for Epsilon? Here it is again. Jerd was ready to help out his teammate. Hawkey did what he could, and the 1v4 brought it down to a 1v2, but the quick trade was there. Can Splyce close it out here, or will we see a Game 5 round 11?
Last year it was Jerd and Mad Cat on Millennium. Swanee can't come to the event. They play with Miracles. They finish top 16, but they don't accomplish what they were looking for. This win right here locks them into the top 8, and they will stay in the hunt for that first place prize. The push coming in, and it's Vortex with the grenade to open things up, Jack.
Vortex gets close, he sees the feet of Bance and hits him dead on with the flechette. A beautiful play. No bomb planted. That was a strategy for Splyce. They wanted the quick plant. Dave now there, 4 versus 2.
And here comes the bomb plant now from Mad Cat. Mad Cat and 0, we've seen this before.
No way.
They failed first time. Mad Cat has to get the 1v4. Not gonna happen. Splyce, Epsilon, Game 5, round 11, Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is about to be a $10,000 round of search and destroy. It's normal.
Yeah, you can clap for that.
That happens every other day. It's fine.
Fliz and I do it all the time.
Yeah.
1v1, 10th out, let's go.
I ain't got that YouTube money, I don't know about that, but we get back into this one. Epsilon and Splyce to stay alive at the COD World League Championship, to be the final hope for Europe, to end the rivalry for the year, and for $10,000.
And we have Camo Dave. This is the difference maker. Dave with the camo versus Bance nowhere near the camo.
Oh gosh.
The payload could be the difference maker. Epsilon knew even if we find ourselves down a man or 2, this man can bail us out. He did it on Breakout. And you can just see Splyce spreading out, the stalemate. They flip spawns basically here, Jack.
What just happened? Okay, this is one of the strangest rounds. Both teams tried to hit out a lane. The Scarab getting whatever information it can. You can see Zero. He's going to be the one trying to spot this high wall run. He's
got
gained
the
information
info
for his team, and now it's time for Splyce to make a move. What
Oh
an
my
angle right there on the
gosh.
Vortex. Dave needs to be the difference maker with active camo.
And here
Here he
popped it.
goes.
He's popped it so early.
Oh my God.
This is so aggressive.
Oh my God. It's done nothing.
Okay, now what he has done though is push Splyce back. You have 23 seconds left. You got to get this bomb down right now.
They're gonna peek at
But
the
here
wrong
comes
time.
Splyce. Splyce gets there. Bomb is planted. Vortex with the trade. 3-on-3.
Mad Cat's still here. He's got one teammate nearby. Jerd trying to play his life. Zero gets the number advantage. Now with 2 versus 1. Dave
It's
all by
all to
himself.
Dave. Dave in the 1v2.
And Jerd's got reactive. This round should be done.
FTL.
FTL. That's it. That is it. Splyce will take round 11 as Mad Cat and crew live to see another day. They will be the final European team remaining, and you see the sigh of relief from Bance. The wink from Zero as well to Dave taking his own trademark. Ooh, that is juicy on the main stage.
Heartbreaking loss for Epsilon. Dave pops the camo. He expects there's going to be a challenger closer up. Instead, he's running around invisible on an empty field. Splyce is able to punish. They outweight their opponents, and Jerd seals the deal with his patented FTL jump. Incredible stuff from our #1 team in Europe. And you can just see the effect it's having on the Epsilon players. They are crushed by that.
Vortex did all he could. They get to the Game 5, round 11. High emotions here at the Call of Duty World League Championship with $1.5 million on the line. This is as intense as it gets. Splyce will be the last standing hope for Europe. And the last time Splyce were one of the top 8 teams left, the only one from Europe, they won. It was Stage 1 playoffs.
And that was after Fabi caused him some problems in the winners bracket. Oof. Little bit of revenge here for Bance. Ladies and gentlemen, though, please put your hands together for all 8 of these players. This is the best series you could see today.